time for us to say a very good morning to Mr. Nico Kleynhans.
Good morning to you and also to the listeners.
Thank you so much for your time. So this time of the year is a busy season if you are a financial planner like you are, because it's seminar season.
That's right. We have to produce evidence of about 35 CPD hours in a 12-month period. But it kind of comes in a 1-month period. Now, those CPD hours means we either attend seminars, physically attended, or we watch it on video, or we write exams. And they are covering subjects like law, they're covering subjects on what's happening in the country and how do we adjust for the future. So it's that kind of thing. Now, if the presenter knows what they're doing and can entertain, it's fine.
Yes.
If the presenter is nervous and it's their first time, it's a terrible experience for their mothers, their fathers, them, and for us.
Exactly.
And we're in that kind of season. So one of the things that the seminars we were looking at in the last day was, what is it that keeps financial planners awake at night?
Okay, that's a very big question.
That is a very big question. And about just on 33% said we are worried about political stability in South Africa because that affects our pockets.
Directly.
And affects our clients' pockets as well. Then another 24% said that they're worried about the South African economy. Now, when we're talking about political instability, we're not only talking about South Africa. The political instability in Ukraine and the political instability in the Middle East affects South Africa financially as well.
It does.
So we've got to worry about that. But then 6% of financial planners said they don't worry.
Wow.
I don't know what doctors have put them on, or I don't know what they do in their spare time, but I worry how you get not to have any kind of tension in the climate that we face in South Africa.
Very interesting.
Then they turned to a couple of thousand clients and they said, how many of you are discussing leaving South Africa?
So emigrating out.
Yeah. Well, the first stat that came up was 66% said their children are talking about leaving.
Sure.
Not them,
the
children are. Yeah. This talks about broken families and all kinds of things like that.
It also talks into opportunities into the future.
5% said they've already left.
Sure.
And then 11% said how they've dealt with it is they've come to live in the Western Cape.
Okay.
And so that's called semigration. And we're well aware of that. Every time another politician messes up in parts of South Africa, you pack your bags and you come and live in the Garden Route, or you come and live in one of the coastal provinces down here where life is different and not quite as broken. And then another 18% said they are considering leaving.
Sure.
So that's really big, where the actual figure at the end of the day was 18% are considering leaving.
Yeah, I know some people that are doing that.
Then they went to talk to people who are selling homes in upmarket. And they said, who are you selling homes to who are not South African? In other words, we now know how many people wanting to leave, how many people are settling here from outside of South Africa. Well, 30% of homes that are being sold to foreigners are being sold to people of German origin. And they are mainly settling in the Cape Winelands area.
Understandably.
In Stellenbosch. In obviously Somerset West.
Yeah.
So if you want to practice your German, go and visit those restaurants at night. 25% who are buying properties come from United Kingdom, 11% from Russia, 11% from USA.
Yeah.
The Russian figure was largely because of the very sympathetic approach that the South African government has. And so this is considered a safe haven. And remembering that these people are buying properties in the 3-5 million plus, up to about 100 million rand properties,
Massive.
and they're paying cash.
What?
They are paying cash.
Oh.
So it's big amounts of money that are coming in. And for those who are needing to use finances, Investec Bank, of course, today will offer non-South Africans home loans, which they were not prepared to do until about a year ago.
Wow.
And other banks are still giving problems.
Okay.
Then we looked at the high net worth clients. These are clients that are multimillionaires and billionaires. And we said, how many of those are leaving South Africa? And around 21% have left South Africa recently.
Sure, that's a large
number. So they're moving out. And then we found another stat that was interesting. The high net worth clients in the Western Cape have grown by 65%.
Wow.
And that again is this, let's just pack up here, sell here. The properties are not increasing in value. Go down to Cape Town. We can get a better value there. We're going to pay more, but at least the property is going to increase in value. So that says something again about our lifestyle that we need to be more appreciative of. I asked another question, which for me was significant. There is for me a concern in terms of financial planning. I get the gut feel that people are cashing in their investments and they're cashing in too early. And over the last 12 months, South Africans cashed in 8 billion rand of their pensions, their retirement annuities, and their investments. That means more people are running out of money than we realize, and that government's prepared to acknowledge.
Sure.
And that cashing in is a bad sign because it means people are spending what they should be spending later, and they're using it now to try and settle debts and clear. That is not good news at all. Then they looked at how our industry is changing. There are 16,400 financial planners in South Africa at this time.
Wow. 16,400.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, a couple of years ago, if you went to one of our conferences, the only people of color would have been the staff who were waiters.
Sure.
So it was almost entirely white. And about 90% of the people were male, white, and around 55.
Okay.
So it was a dying industry.
Yeah.
And so I was interested in how is transformation affecting our industry. And if you're talking transformation, you've got to use terminology of the apartheid.
Okay. It's color, race.
That's right. So in the last 12 months, 3,228 new financial planners joined. In other words, 1 in 5 financial planners have now joined literally in the last year.
Wow. That
actually is a surprise in the sense that it's going to help that we are less of a pensionable group.
Okay.
The survivors. That's good news. 48% of new people coming on board are female. And remember, there was a time when women were 10%.
Yeah, exactly.
20% of members joining are white, 60% of black, 11 are of Asian descent, and 9 are of what we call colored people. So the transformation is beginning to happen. Then the question arises, well, how many clients on average do financial planners have in South Africa, in the United Kingdom, and in Australia? How does that compare? In South Africa, the average financial planner looks after 193 clients.
Yo.
That's shocking.
One person, 100.
Well, there'll be a team of people,
yeah,
but it'll be a financial planner.
Yeah.
United Kingdom, that is 138. In Australia, it's 91.
Sure.
And the reason is largely because of the amount of fees. In Australia, you can pay 72,000 rand for a financial plan. You're not going to get that in South Africa.
Yeah, no.
So it has to do with the cost of getting financial advice. What is it that still concerns me about South Africa? I'm still concerned about the people who are trying to do it themselves.
Okay.
I'm still concerned about people who are cashing in their RAs way too early. I do not know what they're going to do when they get into their 80s and their 90s. They are going to be in trouble. You cannot survive by only assuming that your pension is going to be enough. It's not going to be enough. It is something that really worries me about financial planners. The second thing is we need to do more multi-generational financial planning. So mom and dad need to make sure that as their sons and daughters start working, they get them to start talking to financial planners.
Yeah.
Not wait until they get to 50 years old before they start. It's going to make it so much more difficult.
And if I can jump in there, to even do it at a high school level, to start opening up their minds and to get them thinking about the fact.
Absolutely important. And then two more things, and then I'll end there. One, the national health is going to affect medical aid. It's going to affect healthcare as you get older. People are not even aware of what that is going to be. And the other thing is way too many people don't understand how the rules around pension and retirement are about to change. We've now got about a year and a half to go. And I'm finding the level of ignorance is really high. If you get the rules wrong, SARS is going to take a lot more of your pension than you think. You need to be talking to your financial planners and getting things sorted out. So generally, there was a lot of good news in the last week, and generally, there are a number of challenges that we have to deal with as well as financial planners.
Ladies and gents, it is the season to look at those financial plans that you have, to have those honest conversations. And if you've never done it before, don't say, well, maybe next year. No, do it today. Make an appointment. Find a reliable financial planner. Please, important. Nico, thank you so much for your time.
Sure. Thank you.